every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you better snap the hell out of it. Donald Trump don't have no problem uplifting and pushing up his race. He want the Gulf of Mexico changed to the Gulf of America. He ain't got no problem with that. He got no problem with calling African nations, what do you call them? Dirty shitholes.
That's right.
He got no problem calling them dirty shitholes. He got no problem saying he want to get rid of all the Mexicans because they a bunch of rapists. Right. He got no problem with none of that. He got no problem saying that the airline crashed because of DEI, so-called blacks and Latinos, when the DEI appointments was military veterans of all races who they were trying to give jobs as air traffic controllers. And these is the so-called, ex-military. But he ain't got no problem saying none of that. And so why the hell we got to have a problem addressing, coming out with, and coming together with our brothers and sisters? Right. Like, why I got to kowtow now in my voice when this bastard is all across the world promoting white supremacy? You know how many white boys, man, is joining white supremacist groups? How many of them cats was on the fence? You understand? And he let the Proud Boys in them out. He let all them devils in the street, which made them feel like they was Teflon. Like you ain't got nothing to worry about. You gonna ride on these niggas. You gonna ride on these Hispanics and Native Indians. And if it get too stinky, you gonna get a pardon from the president. He ain't had no problem riding on that. So why the hell we gotta have a problem riding on what's right? You understand? That's why I brought out that story. I hope everybody saw that tape that I dropped about that 18-year-old revolutionary right here in Chicago. The story was amazing. He looked like a baby. He looked like a baby, had an army with him, standing up against Esau. And a lot of you don't understand. You old foundational fools, and the rest of you out there, you don't understand when our back was against the wall, who was down with us. That's right. And how much we needed each other to come up against this beast. We were just talking the other day about how during the riots in the 60s, they straight up brought the military in. Sure. The streets was lined with tanks. That was a civil war. They like to say it was a riot. It was a riot. That's what you was bringing out. Like Malquad, you was bringing out how they like to say it was a riot. Right. But it really, when you look at the tape, it was a revolution. It was a war of independence. Exactly. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it wasn't no riot. They brought in the military, and we was fighting the military out because we was trying to get free from this beast, man. Like, to get his neck, his knee off of our neck. You understand? He don't appreciate nothing that we did to make his empire great. Right. He don't appreciate no inventions. He don't appreciate our inventions in surgery. Right. He don't appreciate our inventions in propulsion, in power. You understand? He don't appreciate our contribution in the warfares. You brought out a hell of a story the other day when you brought out that story. That's a must read, a must watch, that class you taught the other day up New York, where you brought out how if it wasn't for Roosevelt's wife, none of the brothers would have been ever recognized that was part of them red tails. Right. And turn around, come to find out they didn't lose one. That's a hell of a team. Mm-hmm. Your team go up in the air and they don't give a damn if they die. They not losing the mission that they set on. Right. They gonna get every plane to its bombing destination. And you don't bring that out, man. And you lie about that. And you downplay that. You don't bring out how you would have lost the war. Let me tell you something. The United States Navy would have been wiped out if not for the tribe of Benjamin in the Caribbean.
That's right.
Because the U-boats, for those of you who don't know, those are short submarines that the Germans had in the 40s. They call U-boats. They ride under the water and they come up and fire on you and dip back down under the water. They had torpedoes and they were faster than a ship. So they could go everywhere and hard to detect because they were so small. So the U-boats was kicking Esau's ass and specifically destroying the British Navy. who today is the biggest navy in the world. The British Navy was getting their ass kicked. And what did they do? They went to the Caribbean to hide their ships to be repaired and refueled. And the Caribbean islands mined the whole islands. The whole time you came into the islands and out, they had the whole thing mined. And when the U-boats dipped into there, they was blowing them up left and right because they couldn't get away from the bombs that they had under the water. And the British ships was able to park their ships, get repaired, refuel, get food, and go back out to fight them. And they eventually beat them U-boats. So don't tell me, man, you don't appreciate our contribution. Right. Yet we got to bridle our tongue. We got to be the one always seeking love from this animal. Right. We got to seek love from him when we doing everything for him. We ain't we ain't fought no war for ourselves.
Right.
What war we fought for ourselves? None. Right. We ain't battled nobody for ourselves.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Even the Panthers and all them different groups, they didn't arm up and go straight up to war. Few of them did. Symbionese army and all them type of cats. Weather Underground and them. You had a few, but it wasn't no real battle.
Right.
So when you going to appreciate what we've done? Never. So why the hell can't we appreciate what was done for us? Once again, I said this before. The Project 6, I'm going to come up off it now. Project 1611 or 1911, what is it called? 1619? Project 1619. All the history of black people and the times we came up against the evil should be given to us just as much as all of the propaganda that's given to us to make us think we only was a hero when we went and let the white man beat us till his hands was bloody, till he couldn't beat us no more, and then finally had to accept us. Like, that's our legacy and our history in this place.
Right.
You if you a nigga, you go get beat to piss. And so much so that somehow the white man say, oh, all right, come on, man, even though I don't want you here. Like, that's not who we are. That's right. It's not our history, man. You understand? That's damn near saying you got to not love yourself just to do the will, just to be a part of the empire. And make no mistake, right now, America is requiring black men, Latino men, and Native Indian men to become homosexual to be accepted in this kingdom, man.
That's right.
You want a high-paying job in entertainment, and a high-paying job as an actor, high-paying job as a news anchor, high-paying job in these corporations, they requiring that you effeminize yourself, man. Damn that, man. Salak, I yield.